Welcome back to another round of TFR eSports. Here we are once again for the F2 division of Season 25. And we are here in Interlagos for round 13 out of 15 of this championship. And we are rapidly reaching the end of this season. We have 3 rounds to go, and we've very much still got a 4-way fight for the championship. And it's still all up for grabs. I'm your main commentator, CJH, joined by my usual co-commentator, the two-time TFR Esports F1 champion, Epic the Animal. How you doing, Logan? And, well, I'm not going to ask you if we're looking forward to an F2 race, because I know what the answer will be to that. However, are you glad that we're actually on a proper circuit again? Because we've had Vegas
proper circuit? Are you
week.
talking smack on Vegas?
No, well, no.
A proper circuit?
But Brazil is one of the iconic tracks on the calendar, and it's very kind of legendary, if you could say that word, for a track like this. And we've had many title deciders decided here before. We're not going to have that decided tonight.
Oh, I'm aware.
But there's plenty of iconic moments with this kind of track.
Yeah, and this is where I've won both of my titles, so
yeah,
I was 2 of those title deciders. But
it's
yeah, I'm
familiar
looking
ground.
forward. Yeah, I am looking forward to this race. It's always a great track for league racing. It's that happy medium between it not being a slipstream fest, but there being enough of a skill gap where you can break away from people you're better than. You know, it's always been an S-tier league racing track in the F1 games. I can't think of a game where it wasn't one of the very best for league racing. So, looking forward to it. But right now, I'm interested to see what's going to happen these last 3 minutes. Because, quite frankly, we're off the pace right now. I know in F1, if you ain't in the low 7s or even possibly high 6s, like that's what we're going to be looking at in F1. And typically speaking, F2 is usually somewhere between half a second to a second behind. We're at a 109.5 right now.
Yeah.
I know the track might not be 100% yet,
and that's the thing.
But, you know, we are off the pace right now.
I think the track may be a little bit green at the moment, and they're just trying to get everything all up to temperature. And these final runs could be a lot quicker. This could be a very wide open session here in these final couple of minutes. We've got Komanik down in 11th place without a run yet on dry tyres. He is obviously the championship leader, missed last week in Las Vegas, and has had that gap at the top of the standings cut down dramatically by GG, who's currently in 4th place. A Ruthless Guy is still in championship mix in 3rd. However, it's going to take a bit of an almighty task for him to turn that around. If Tax Collector in 4th in the standings, if he has a bit of a bad race tonight, he will be out of mathematical championship contention. Right, Komanik starring us for probably final flying lap. Logan, take us through it.
Yep, turns 1 and 2, you don't want to take too much curb on the inside because it's all about getting the full throttle and that apex of the second corner and bombing it down this straight. Next corner coming up here, you can take a lot of curb on the inside, but don't carry too much speed through a brake too late because, again, it's all about just getting the full throttle as quickly as possible. Pinch it to the inside here, you don't really scrub off speed. And then here, you don't even really need the brake unless you're on super low downforce. Put it down into 5th, be as fast as possible without sliding the rear. Turn in way earlier than you think, and take all that inside curb on the inside. And here, don't want to carry too much speed here, just pinch it close. Keep it close and pinched on the inside, and this is actually not a flying lap.
Is he backed? He's backed off, yeah. So he must be going for a double run then. He must be hoping he's got plenty of fuel in the car as well, because if that is it for Komanik, then he'll be in a lot of trouble. He should be fine. Yeah, he should be okay. It's a very short lap here. Kerbal now sets the timings alight there with a 8.7, I think that was. Yeah, it is indeed. AJ Curtis then goes 4th in the Red Bull, a second off the pace though, and this is where we're going to see plenty of laps flying in. There's the other man on his debut tonight. I think we're going with Formula Lion. I don't know how you're going to say that name, but we'll try and find a way.
I'll call it Formula.
Formula. So Formula then also continuing to prove on his first sector there, the Belgique there, really going for it on his debut. AJ Curtis is going again, so too is Komanik further down. Here is GG then, Logan. He's coming right through the final corner here. He might get another lap, and it's going to be touch and go. He's got 10 seconds to get to the line. I think he will.
Gonna be pole. No, this should be pole. He's going to get pole here. He's up 2.5 seconds.
And there he goes. 7/10 clear, a critical lap for GG as the checker flag is out. You'd imagine he might continue to go again, but I think he could be done in this session. Kerbal is definitely done, but Formula A is on a good lap here as well. He is also improving in that Ferrari's tax collector. Goes up into second place. Here comes Formula A. Let's see, where can that Ferrari go? It's not going to be good enough. And he stays fourth. Ultimate stand further down. We've got more cars coming up to line. There is Komanic. He's coming up to line. He's 7 seconds up at the minute as Schaefer goes third. Where does Komanic go? It's only fourth. Incredible. So only fourth. Made that fifth now.
Yeah, and Alfie invalidated. Nifo's down in 12th. Northie's in 11th. He's up 1.3 seconds. Get it, Northie. Come on. Come on, son.
Almost down onto the front row. Northie then comes up to the line and goes 10th.
Yes! Get in there, Northie. He's
ahead of Ruthless third.
Oh,
and here comes Nifo. This could be right in the mix, but it's only 5th. So time lost there. And that is the end of qualifying. GG is on pole position. And what an important lap that is, Logan, because his rival, Komanic, is only 8th. It couldn't have gone any better for GG there.
Yeah, and a lot tighter gap than we usually see in F2. First to 8th is less than half of a second. And GG was the only person to get into the 107s. So, very interesting qualifying session there. People definitely struggling on their runs, but still a very tight field. And Sauber, you got to say they almost have the constructors clinched at this point. They're first and third. Now it could all go to tears in the race, as the British like to say. Like it most likely will for McLaren. We'll see them both on the podium spots in the first 5 laps and then finish outside the top 10. Ferrari went from 1 and 2 to 9th and 10th. Not a great result. Another rough day for Red Bull, 8th and 11th. And Alfie even set a dry lap. So a lot of drivers out of position here. And a track where you can overtake, it's going to be absolute chaos. And if I remember correctly, it goes wet to dry.
It is a wet start, and this could be seriously frantic here at the beginning of this one because there, like you say, Logan, there's many drivers out of position. But GG, when it mattered there, with an early lap, you'd have to say, because he could have got another lap in, but he got a very clean penultimate run there. And took a vital pole. I can't say how important that is for him because Komanic is way out of position. And I know Komanic hasn't had too much prep for this race tonight, but he's going to need a big race in store here for him, Logan, because as it stands, he will very much lose the championship leader if this race finished now.
Yeah, but still a couple races to spare and plenty of laps to make things happen in the race. We'll just have to wait and see what happens and what kind of setups people got. This is definitely a track where there's a big difference between the race setup and a time trial setup. And also, who's going to make the mistake of starting on wets?
Yeah, because we saw that a lot in the F3 division. But I think they should be okay here because I think this is supposed to be light rain at the start. So they should all be
heavy.
Pretty much... Are we sure? Are we sure about that?
I mean, I only glimpsed at it once, but...
We're going to find out then.
To say, we're starting. They're on
5 red lights. Ahead of drivers here in Interlagos, and we're underway then. GG doesn't get the greatest of starts, and Ultimate Stand is already alongside him into the first corner and has took the lead off GG then into the first corner, and a clinical move then from Ultimate Stand. He's already won tonight in F3, and he's already on his way to leading this race then. So GG coming under pressure from his teammate behind, a Ruthless Guy having a right old go. There's a bit of a split in the midfield. Something's gone on at the very back, but they're all cleanly away, and GG having to defend hard there and makes contact with his teammate. A Ruthless Guy then up into second place. Absolutely no team orders there, Logan. And we've got a car off in the background.
Yeah, we got a couple cars off in the background. They collide as they come back on the track. Nifo's off. Oh, and AJ Curtis goes into the back of Northie. But yeah, it was like Schaefer stalled off the line or something. He just didn't get going. And that's what caused the hiccup in the midfield. But yeah, Ultimate Stand getting the best of both of the Saubers off the line. And what did I say about the McLarens? They are 4th and 5th, and it's time for it to go to Toes. And Medic goes through. He's already up to the 5th. And they're 3 wide. One of the Ferraris touches the grass, and it's just chaos.
It is chaos. Absolute chaos there at that part of the circuit for them to be going 3 wide. But Komanic has got his way through and is now up into 5th place. So a decent start then for Komanic, gaining a bunch of positions there. And with his teammate, or shall I say his title rival, definitely not his teammate, is behind his teammate in the Sauber. So a Ruthless Guy getting on with things here and really not playing that team game. He doesn't care if GG wins the championship because he's still in the mix himself, Logan.
Yeah, he's still in the mix himself, and Sauber's sitting pretty in constructors, so they don't really got to worry about that too much. And a few position changes towards the back down the main straight. Nothing too much to note. But we got the Ferraris going side by side, and it looks like another battle ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
We've got
Schaefer gets one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Schaefer got Formule.
Formula down in ninth. I think thankfully the telemetry has sorted itself out now. That was glitching about a little bit with Formula on the opening lap for me, so apologies,
half
viewers.
Spin by Formula. And he lost a couple positions there. He's down to 10th now, or I guess he didn't really lose a spot, but he almost did the Northie. And AJ Curtis missing a bit of his front wing from hitting the back of Northie, and four-way battle for 10th.
Yeah, I was going to say AJ Curtis with big damage on that front wing, and he's trying it up the inside of Northie there, makes big contact on the entry to that corner, but he will probably have to pit. That is almost too much damage for him to try and stay competitive here. On the stand then, he's absolutely flying tonight. He dominated in F3, yeah. And he is flying here in F2. What is it about these intermediate conditions that he is absolutely perfecting here? And he's 3 seconds clear of the Saubers. And there goes Komanik into the first corner on Tats Collector. Now that might just...
Alfie.
Yeah, Curribold as well in the background, making that move on Alfie. But that might just be the nail in the coffin for Tats Collector Championship. Although he's coming right back at Komanik here with a great exit out of the center X's. And he's going to have the inside line for this next corner. He can't get it done though. Komanik is through and up into fourth. Next up at the road is GG, and that could be a bit of a blockbuster battle, Logan.
Yes, it could. I think the advantage Ultimate Stan has is that he's just not running full traction control. Like I know GG is, and full traction control in the wet is just so gosh darn slow in this game.
Absolutely. And they're really struggling, the Saubers, because we can see about Ultimate Stan's pace out front, but Komanik is closing in at a rapid rate of knots. He's going to be within a second of him very, very shortly. Obviously, no DRS in these conditions, but Komanik is going to be hot in the tail of GG very soon, and he is now closing in on a Ruthless Guy. So the top three in the standings are all going to have it out here.
Yeah, and we got a train from 6th all the way down to 9th. That's Sir Spark down to Alfie. Schaefer has made his way back up to 8th after basically a stalled start. And Curribold, he might dive Sir Spark here. Nope, he's going to think better of it. But ahead, they are gaining on Tax Collector, who struggled into turn 1.
Yeah, I think Tax Collector is struggling quite a bit here. The two McLarens. I think this may be where the Constructors' Challenge very much ends tonight, because it looks like Sauber are going to be on the brink of sealing that title with 2 rounds to go. But that will be something we'll keep an eye on. I tell you, a Ruthless Guy has not got the pace here. His teammates closed up on him, and Komanik now is all over the tail of GG. I mean, what a great recovery from Komanik after that poor qualifying, Logan. This is exactly what he needed in these opening laps here.
Yeah, it is, and even if he's unable to get the Saubers, the points he loses is going to be minimal compared to when he was down in 8th and Ultimate Stan being behind the Saubers. So yeah, things are looking good for him at the moment, and the longer it stays wet, the better, because yeah, that full traction control in the Saubers, it's just not it in the wet at all. I mean, you got to do what you got to do if you're not comfortable with it, but you are just going to lose a lot of pace.
Well, it's going to get very close here, because Komanik is right on the tail of GG here, and he might just go for the move here because he's in the slipstream of the Sauber. He's going to pull to the outside this year. 2 title rivals going wheel to wheel then on lap 5, and GG's hanging on at the inside, gets so close to his teammate into the first corner. He keeps the position then ahead of Komanik, and he absolutely needed to do that because Komanik is on a charge here. He's got a much better exit out of that corner. He's going to be right on his tail then. Going into this next turn, he's going to take the inside line on GG, and oh, they do make contact under braking. You can almost guess that was going to happen, but Komanik makes the move then up into 3rd, and that could be big in this title scrap here. And you just wonder if GG can recover, and it has to ring. Great spot line, yeah.
Yeah, so and also Curribold got around Sir Spark into turn 1 for P6, so he's now split the McLarens. And there goes Schaefer, he hits the back of Sir Spark. He does a NASCAR style bump and run like it's Martinsville. Sir Spark just snows the inside, and right behind them is Alfie.
So what happens here then? Who pits first? And there goes Schaefer down the inside again on Sir Spark. The McLaren's really, really struggling in this phase of the race, and they'll be hoping surely for dry tires very, very soon. But Komanik then well clear of GG and is marching on now after a ruthless guy.
Mistake by Schaefer. Mistake by Schaefer, so Sir Spark gets back through. And yeah, the McLaren, same as the Saubers, full traction control on them, so they're just losing a lot of pace here in the wet, but they'll be fine come the dries.
There's also a big mistake there from a ruthless guy coming down the start-finish straight. That little jink to the left as they kind of go across, before they go across the line, shall I say, just offset a ruthless guy. And there is a move in the background. That was so smart, wasn't it? I think on Alfie, Logan.
Yes, it was. Good spot. And also, look at Oldham Stan's pace. He's now over 7 seconds clear out front.
And Komanik is right on the tail of Ruthless Guy. Ruthless Guy's made another mistake there, and Komanik's wheels away, and he's on the grass. He's just scraped the barrier as well. Gets away with it, because that I've seen before. Take a front left tyre off if you hit that barrier too hard, and gets away with it.
Got around Sir Spark, who made a mistake through turn, I don't know, 4? Something like that.
So job done for Schaefer, but Komanik there saw the opportunity to make the move on a Ruthless Guy, but I mean, that could have had massive consequences if he hit that wall a little bit harder. His teammate is coming out the pits then now on a set of hard tyres, so we'll see what his pace is like. I feel like we're right on the cusp here of the crossover. It's going to be who is willing to gamble here and dive in the pits, because these two Sabres, someone's going to have to go first.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and it looks like we know the answer to that. There goes Ruthless Guy into the pits. I'm going to see what tire it goes to. It should be Hards. Hards can make it easily.
Yeah. He's also followed in by Carbold, Alfie, and others. Just behind us, Alfie gets a 10-second time, apparently.
I mean, this is an easy one to speed into. I'll give you that, but still a mistake.
Hard
Gotta
tires.
practice.
Hard tires on the car then for a couple of drivers. All of them actually are onto those hard tires, like you're saying, Logan. Absolute slam dunker there. Another one with a 10-second penalty there for me. Speeding into the pits. So that's interesting then. A Ruthless Guy going early on that. The only thing I guess with this...
and mediums.
Medium's interesting. They'll struggle to make the finish. But the problem is... They won't, yeah. Oh, and we've got a car off, and that's Ultimate Stan. He's crashed on his own, and at the hairpin there, just before John Chow, he's completely lost the car, and, well, a critical mistake to make for when he was leading the race by an absolute country mile, and all on his own, Logan. He's just blown tons of time to the others. He's still got a 4-second lead, but that was a surprise mistake from him.
Yeah, and depending on how much of a crossover it is, could Ruthless Guy be now leading the Grand Prix?
Well, how about this, Logan? GG's stayed out and Komanik's pulled in. The top two of Ultimate Stan and GG are carrying on. 3 cars behind them are all coming in the pits. That is fascinating. We've got a real mix here of who is going for what. Hard tyres on the car for Komanik. Let's keep an eye on where a Ruthless Guy is. I think he's way behind. Yeah.
McLaren double stacked.
But look at this, Logan. So Komanik's coming out the pits, and he's going to be well ahead of Ruthless Guy here. Maybe it isn't quite dry tyres yet.
Maybe.
So,
we'll have to see due time.
Well, there is a Ruthless Guy.
So close.
The DRS is enabled.
Sir Spark coming out of the pits. Now they're going to be able to get by him with no problem.
So, that's fascinating. So the almost overcut there from Komanik has gained him that position. Oh, and they make contact behind. That's Alpine. Alpine, they're in the wall. They're both in the wall, completely merged together there, and clatter into the barrier. They're lucky they're continuing on with this race, because they both could have lost a tyre there. Ultimate Stan's in the pits though, so too you'd imagine will be GG. He is diving in the pits as well, but this is going to be vital now. Keeping an eye on the gaps here, Logan, because this is going to be so close between the two Saubers and Komanik.
It is, but we don't know when that crossover point was, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Codematic still just a little bit ahead of Ruthless Guy, but now we got DRS factored into it. Schaefer gets himself a time penalty. We're going to see a lot of them this evening. Ultimate Stan's going to be clear, but the question's going to be GG. He's just now coming out of the pits.
It's tight. It's going to be tight. And there he is. Oh, tries to get the power down, and he's going to be well behind him, Logan. He's actually lost out quite a lot then in the end. because it looked like it was closer than it would be. But Komanek is the big winner there. And the problem is, though, for him now, he's going to have his mirrors full of both Saubers right to the checkered flag. And be absolutely guaranteed they'll be both going at it here.
Yeah, and he's at a huge ERS disadvantage as well, so Ruthless Guy, if he can stay in that 1 second margin, he's going to get him sooner rather than later, as Ruthless Guy has the best battery of any of the cars around him, and it's not even particularly close. Ultimate Stan, even with that mistake, is still doing good out front. Just keep it smooth, bud, you're doing great! Oh, he's getting loose to that corner! He must be listening to, what's that song called from Initial D? Deja Vu, as he's drifting around the track, but... yeah, he's struggling out there, but he's going quick, but that's what matters.
Speaking of struggling, Komanek here is going to be under serious pressure because a Ruthless Guy is on a charge. He's got those hard tires up to temperature, and he will have a go at Komanek here. He's got the DRS, and he is absolutely going to send this either to the inside or the outside. Let's just find out. There he goes to the inside on Komanek, but backs out of it. Komanek gets very late on the brakes himself just to fend off a Ruthless Guy for now, but he'll have another dose of DRS here. He'll have another run down this next straight, and you can imagine Komanek is trying all he can here to keep that Sauber behind, and there goes a Ruthless Guy to the inside, and he will take the position. He forces Komanek a little bit wide, but that is a Ruthless Guy now up into second place, and Komanek is back where he was.
Yep, back to where we were, but he is critically ahead of GG, who needs to make up points in the championship.
Yeah, this is the thing. But GG is right there. He seems to be doing a bit better now. Both Saubers, to be honest, seem to be doing better in these dry conditions. And we've seen this before. We saw it literally last week in Vegas, where the contrast of dry to wet, or the other way around, people do have setups more suited to one or the other. And let's just see what GG can do here. Komanek will have DRS to actually defend with this time, Logan, but it looks like he's on the back foot this time.
Yeah, I think you're right. They do have close to the same ERS, but here comes Komanek. Oh, he's on a tear. Look at this man in a straight line.
Absolute rocket ship of a Red Bull straight back ahead. A Ruthless Guy who's coming back out, though. A bit of an unorthodox position to place the car and make contact, though.
And then GG behind bumps him.
And that's damage on GG's front wing. Incredible. So GG there with big damage on the front right end plate there after Komanek and a Ruthless Guy made contact. And, well, that will be controversial. I'm not sure anyone could do anything about it. I think it was a bit of a racing incident, but
Schaefer was off as well. That's what the yellows were for in the middle sector, but we're good.
Yeah, but that is going to have huge implications on GG's race, because that's quite big damage on that front right employee, Logan. I don't know if it's not red or anything, but it's definitely going to be at least a kind of, what are we saying, maybe an orange front wing damage on the in-game system.
Look at it right here. Schaefer gets another time penalty. That looks yeller. I'm going to call it a yeller.
Well, he's got to go for it now, because he knows with that damage he's going to have to get ahead of Komanek right now and then try and just hold off the Red Bull, because over time he will struggle to stay in the mix of this race, and he's got a fantastic exit there. You know what? GG's going to have a right old go at Komanek here with the DRS. He's going to move to the inside line and will pull ahead of Komanek. We've not seen these two scrap too much this season, but with 3 rounds to go, we're getting a serious battle on our hands here, Logan, between these top 3 in the standings.
Yes, we are, but they got to be careful, because if one of them ruins their race, that's just going to give so many points late in the championship to the other driver. Oh,
well, that's the thing.
This guy almost gets into the back of Kodematic under braking, and I'm surprised that GG's able to hold any bit of pace, really.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. I thought he would really be struggling, but he seems to be just motoring along here. Maybe he is just trying to get of what pace he can find out of the car right now, whilst those tires are not worn at all or anything, and try and get a gap to Komanek. But Komanek will be in the DRS once again for this lap. And just to add another thing to the mix here, you've got 4th place in the standings. Tax Collector starting to catch these lot as well, so we could just have the top 4 in the standings all fighting this out very shortly. Komanek gains quite a bit down that start-finish straight, but is nowhere near making a move just yet. But who knows, maybe less. Yeah, so Spark then making a move on Nefo, easy as you like, down the start finish straight. But who knows, maybe that damage, he could maybe get away with it, Logan.
We'll have to see. I mean, he seems to be doing it so far, so it's not like the damage is going to get worse over time.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
Well,
I'm surprised. I thought that was his race done.
yeah, I thought so as well. It's still early days, and we've still got more than 10 laps to go, so we will find out what is going to happen in the remaining parts of this race. You'll be shocked to know, viewers, I have actually got my mic fixed for this race, just whilst I've got a moment to say it. You'll be glad to know there'll be no more interruptions during the stream like we've had earlier this season. So before anyone has a go at me for that, the mic should be all working now, but do feel free to let me know. Komac then is going to have another go then sooner rather than later, although he's got a bit of an awful exit onto that main straight. A ruthless guy then is coming at him into the first corner, not quite close enough, and just gets a slowdown. No, he doesn't. They make contact, and well, that could have very, very easily ended up Code Manic facing the wrong way around. No damage on either of the cars. However, GG is now clear of any DRS threat.
Yeah, and we got Schaefer driving a little erratically here in P12. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that because he was swerving down the straight like he was almost trying to spin on purpose and hopefully get a safety car to bring himself back into it. I'll have to keep an eye on that back here. Yeah, there
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen, because this race does not need a safety car right now in terms of the battles that we have on the circuit. But so let's see then. Can Komanik recover himself here a little bit and get back in the DRS of GG? I don't think he will on this lap. No, he won't. So he's going to come under serious pressure now then from a Ruthless Guy. A Ruthless Guy knows he has to get ahead of Komanik in this race for the sake of his championship, just to keep it alive with 2 races to go. He's gaining a lot then into the first corner. Is he going to have a little sling at the inside? Not quite just yet. He's going to set it up for that second straight.
Alfie absolutely sent it on Schaefer. Half spin, but he keeps it going in the right direction.
Well, that's good to see. We also had Tax Collector and Carabold going a bit wheel to wheel there, and there goes the Ruthless Guy. Oh, they touched! Oh! They touched down the straight, and what on earth happened there? Komanik just keeps that going in a straight line, but that was an almighty scare for your championship leader. And what on earth happened there, Logan? Because they seem to just merge together, and somehow Komanik didn't end up in the wall.
Seemed like Ruthless Guy moved to the left as soon as he got a little bit ahead of Codematic on my end.
Well. Coming to blows then. And yes, my master saying the scrap is getting more spicier. It is building up. It is building up this race. And you can be absolutely sure there's going to be a bit of a grandstand finish here between these 3. Yellow flags, that's the red... a Ferrari, shall I say, in the middle sector. I don't know what that was quite for. As Komanik is coming right back at a Ruthless Guy. Look at the straight line speed on that car. As Ultimate Stan gets a penalty out front, that'll be definitely something to keep an eye on with how close that could be. But Ruthless Guy is going to come straight back at Komanik here. Komanik recharging the battery, and here comes the Sauber once more to the inside line this time around. Not as many shenanigans. And it's still a little bit of contact between the two. But as B29 says on the chat, this is making GG's life so easy. And he's absolutely right, Logan. Even with that damage, this is exactly what he wants right now.
Yeah, it is exactly what he wants. I mean, he would probably prefer to be more than 2 positions ahead of Codematic, but you take what you get, you know. And even with that damage, be running in second, especially if the race Ultimate Stan has been having. It'll be interesting to see if Ultimate Stan subs in on F1 and later tonight, see if he can get a good finish there as well. Just make it the triple. Imagine,
indeed. I mean, that would be crazy. He seems a bit of a Brazil specialist, Ultimate Stan, because from going to winning the F3 race by about 15 seconds or so, and then now here in F2, he is absolutely dominating here out front. But, there is a battle behind. There's Carabold then to the inside on Tax Collector. Tax Collector had decent pace in this race, but Carabold absolutely breezes past the McLaren up into 5th place. Nifu as well, also gaining on Sir Spark behind. So the McLaren is once again going a little bit backwards in this one. Codemanic not quite close enough to a Ruthless Guy this time. But GG is really on form now. I don't know what it is. It seems like he's broken the front wing and he's just went up a level in terms of his pace because at the minute, a Ruthless Guy is not closing on him at all. Oh!
Well, Schaefer's clipped the grass.
And
Curveball's
that's a
out!
safety car. It's a safety car. So Curable there has lost it badly. And that is a heavy whack into the barrier. And we have a safety car here late on in the race. And I'll remind you viewers, Ultimate Stan, who's leading, has a penalty. So that is going to... Yeah, everyone's going to surely dive in for a fresh set of soft tyres. But
Mediums.
Carbold in the wall there. And yeah, the car's already gone. Alfie's got a penalty again coming in the pits.
Stan, what are you doing? He's not pitting.
He's not pitting. He is not pitting. I don't know if he saw his teammate in the pits or and if that's flummoxed him.
Ruthless Guy's in.
Wow.
Codematic's in.
That surely was a slam dunker. Get in the pits and get some fresh tyres on. We'll see what the others do. They'll all surely come in. They are all coming in. What on earth are the top two doing?
Into the pit. I think Sir Spark's going slow on purpose to not double stack.
I think you're probably right.
It won't affect.
It won't change anything.
The next car's 33 seconds behind, but still, yeah, like.
Yeah, well, actually, Nifo is right there. In fairness, so this one could be a little bit tight, and yeah, Nifo is ahead of Sir Spark, I believe now. But yeah, Formula A is way back. He's now in the pits as well, and obviously AJ Curtis will be our last driver. So we've got a bit of a little bit of a mess at the front now because Northey and Alfie and Schaefer are all lapped down, but they're all kind of in the way here, and with the leaders, I mean, and they won't be able to unlap themselves, I'm pretty sure, Logan, and there's no ghosting, so this is going to get a little bit messy here.
Yeah, it is. They're going to have to pull one out of the way, hopefully.
I mean, you'd like to think they'll come in the pits just to get out of the way here, because they are completely in the way. And I'm almost having a little bit of Abu Dhabi 2021 vibes about this because we've got the lap cars right in the middle of our scrap here for the win. Are they going to get in the pits and out of the way? No, they're not. So this is going to be a slightly concerning restart here if we've got these three right in the mix of this battle here. Oh, and what on earth has happened there? That's Alfie clattering into the back of Northey there into the first corner under the safety car. I don't know how people do that because you're all under a delta and behind the safety car anyway, Logan, and he has just smashed into the back of that car and completely broken his front wing.
Yeah, that was really dumb. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, there's a car again going off the circuit there, Schaefer. I don't know if he's trying to let people through. I don't know what's going on with these lap cars. I mean, they almost just need to get off the track, get out of the way. Yes, their race is probably done, but it was probably over already. But by them, they're going to be so in the way here. And Schaefer's just nudged the back of GG. Now, I hope nobody gets a penalty for that, because I've seen that one happen before. But this is going to be a very, very dramatic restart here, Logan. I mean, the guy staying out on the hard tyres, I just don't quite get it. I don't quite get that strategy. I don't know if Helmut Stan was flummoxed with Alfie being in the pits. He didn't want to get delayed, stuck behind him. But for GG, I mean, that's a major gamble when everyone else is on fresh tyres.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what else to say. Safety car in this lap. We'll see what happens.
The safety car's in this lap. We still have AJ in 8th and Formula A in 9th, catching the back of the pack here. And we've had more contact at the back there. I don't know who on earth that was. And there is a 10-second time penalty for Nifo, running in 6th place. Here we go then. We're going to get back underway with a 6-lap dash to the finish. And here we go. Ultimate Stan then gets us going. There's Schaefer having a little go at GG in the first corner. GG sending it right down the inside, though, of Ultimate Stan. They make contact, and they almost collide again. There's the lap car getting right in the way once more, and is now back ahead of Ultimate Stan. They need to get out of the way because they are a lap down. I've seen this one all before, but it's Ultimate Stan then ahead of GG, ahead of Codematic, and a Ruthless Guy is right there, Logan, but that could have ended so much badly.
Yeah, and Codematic got around a Ruthless Guy as well on the outside of turn 1, so what a start by him. Oh, it's all gonna be a hot ending here,
Oh,
folks.
dearie me, a ruthless guy had a little look up the inside there, and I kind of thought he was going to send it. He didn't quite. But these soft tire runners are going to have so much more pace than the top two. This is big moments here, particularly for this championship between GG and Codemanic. Where does he go for it here? They're going to make sure he's got to do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of those soft tires got the advantage because you got medium runners behind you in the McLarens. Oh, it's all gonna kick off here. Codematic, GG, championship rivals.
Codemanic then, and look at this, they're going to be almost free wide into the first corner, they are free wide. Codemanic might just get the pair of them into the first corner, and he almost has. They're still free wide, almost stands hanging on himself, and they make contact between GG and Codemanic. Incredible, they're both off. Oh, and they're free to the circuit. The ruthless guy's just been sent off. Oh, and there's it's a safety car. Dearie me, that is one of the biggest crashes.
It's a total yard sale. Bang, bada bing. There's parts everywhere.
I've no words. I've no words to what I've just seen.
Nifo was in P2 until the incident happened. He was gonna get them all.
Oh my word. What on earth has just happened there? Codemanic has got no front wing. GG's got no front wing. I've lost my words, Logan. A ruthless guy has got no front wing.
And Sir Spark's got a time penalty under safety car.
Tax Collector, I'm not joking, Tax Collector, who's fourth in the standings now, is going to be net winner here. And all of his rivals have got to get in the pits. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Tax Collector could be on for a first win. I can't believe it.
And Ruthless Guy just hit the back of the Haas under safety. What is happening?
I mean, so Shaver's got a ton of...
Oh, hit the gas! Get in the pits! What are you waiting for?
Yeah, they've got to get in. Oh my word, he almost hit the wall.
What? Whoa! What is happening?
What on earth? What on earth is this race? So both Salmons are in.
And here comes everyone!
They're all in again. So...
And Northy's off in Sector 2. Oh, he has a puncture.
So yeah, where do we go? So the two Saubers are stacking here, both with front wing damage getting changed there. So GG will be the lead car there. There goes Schaefer ahead of them, a lap down, dare I say it. So GG exits there. Is he behind? No, he's not. It's Codemanic. It's a Ruthless Guy that's ahead, sorry. It was GG, the car behind. So... Ruthless Guy is fourth. We've got Formula A in fifth. Codemanic on the mediums for some reason with 3 laps to go. In sixth. So Spark in seventh. Doesn't have softs. Yeah, he's out of softs. And GG down in ninth.
Wow. Stand, Tax Collector AJ Curtis is your podium.
But 2 of them have penalties, Logan. 2 of them have penalties. And AJ Curtis has
Codemanic
9 seconds.
under safety car. He kept it. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
what are you doing?
Dear, what on earth
are
is
you
this
winning that
Brazil
safety
GP?
car lap?
This has been one of the most dramatic races you've seen in F2, and that is saying a lot, because we've had all 3 of the title challenges there collide and crash together in the most laughable way. I mean, I couldn't believe it. How that's not even a red flag, by the way, because I've seen that. I've seen red flags for less than that. But Schaefer's in the pits again. That's good to see. He's out of the way because we don't need any more lap car shenanigans. I couldn't lie. I was almost watching with one eye closed at that restart before. But so wow, this is going to be a 2-lap dash to the finish. Yeah, by the time this safety car comes in, as someone says in the chat, we need now for someone to hit the safety car. And I hope people understand that reference. Right. Well, if anyone's tuning in from F1, you can be absolutely sure that's delayed by about 10 minutes roughly, or however long this one takes to get restarted. I'd imagine we probably didn't get a red flag because we didn't get enough laps left after that would get restarted. But there was literally about 5 cars there that all went off. And yeah, where do we go from here? Oh, and there's another car off there. That's Alfie now under the safety car.
He's getting out of the way.
That's good. Well, I'm glad to see that because there's been too much issues there with lapped cars on the safety car. So GG could still recover something here because there's cars up the road that have penalties. He just has to have a very clean and clinical restart. Komanek as well, in 6th, could still recover well. Safety cars coming in this lap. Tats Collector, I mean, I hope for his sake, he could finally pick up his first ever win here, and what a time it could be to do it. Safety cars coming in. Ultimate Stan somehow still leads this race, but he's on old, hard tyres and with a penalty. So he is in all sorts of bother. Strap yourselves in, folks. This is going to be a 2-lap dash to the finish. And Ultimate Stan is going to get us back underway then. And look at the queue of cars behind him. They're all coming at him. And Tats Collector is going to go to the outside. And there's contact behind. I think that's a ruthless guy. That's gone straight off the circuit. He's reset to the track in the middle of the road, but he now is down into 9th place. So a ruthless guy doing a Lando Norris there. And it's completely out of the picture. Tats Collector goes to the outside on Ultimate Stan. They make contact into the next corner. Ultimate Stan's hanging this one on, and they make contact.
Here comes Formula.
There's Formula.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there's Sir Spark around.
So Sparks off in the background, and there's Nefo off as well. And look at that, Komanek and GG making contact there. So they're all absolutely going at it. Oh, and there's another car.
Schaefer
What
has
was
just
that?
hit Alfie. He just hit the gas and went straight into Alfie.
And Komanek's put on the grass, and he's round. He's round, and he hit his teammate. He's hit his teammate. They're both in the middle of the track. So Komanek is round, and just when he was ahead of GG, he's now absolutely miles down the order.
We got another lap, boys. Buckle up.
Well, here comes Tats Collector for the lead then, and goes to the outside, starting the final lap here. Ultimate Stan's defending this hard, and there goes Tats Collector right round the outside into the lead. There goes GG as well, battling out with Nefo, but Tats Collector takes the lead then on the final lap, and what an important move that could be. They have penalties behind, and he should still get this done, but this could be huge for his championship just when it looked like it was all over. GG gets wide there. He's still under pressure from his teammate, considering his teammate was literally straight on at the first corner. He could still somehow get on the podium, Logan.
Well, he won't because of the reset the track penalty.
Very true. Yeah, very true indeed. That will prove costly for him as long as it is reported. And, well, we'll stay with the front because we need to give this the attention it deserves. Tats Collector has raced here for a good few seasons now, and he's been Mr. Consistent all season long. And it just shows, Logan, that consistency does get rewarded, because Tats Collector then is going to come up to the line here and will take a quite sensational victory for him and McLaren. Tats Collector wins an incredible F2 Brazilian GP. Nefo is second. GG's on the podium with a ruthless guy 4. Ultimate Stan in the end is 5th somehow after dominating that race from lights to pretty much flag. Formula is in 6th, and Komanek, Logan, down in 8th. That is huge for his championship. Big points drop for him.
We're going to have to do the math. What is the gap now?
Do the math. I need to recover after that one, that is for sure. I'll have a look.
Hold on. Let's see. Well, the gap was... It was only 9 points.
It was. That's what I'm saying.
I think GG might be leading the championship.
I absolutely think he will, because yeah, there is Tats Collector. I mean, I'm seeing even more stuff going on there in the chat, particularly from Kerbal, because obviously there was the collision between Tats Collector and Kerbal, hence why Kerbal was out of the race. So Tats Collector, this could still be a very provisional win. So there he is on the top step of the podium, but this one could still very much rumble on in the steward's room late into the evening. But what a bonkers race that was, Logan. I think that tops the lot this season. I think that was by far the most chaotic F2 race of season 25.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what else to say about that one. that was a good one.
I mean, going back to that big incident there with the 3 of them going off, I mean, did you see who you would put the blame to on that, or do you need another look at that one? I mean, what on earth happened?
I just saw a total yard sale of car parts and carbon fiber and styrofoam advertising everywhere. That's all I saw.
Yeah, yeah, it's just crazy. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how many cars there were just piled into each other. And yeah, I mean, absolutely crazy drama at the end of that one. I mean, I thought I'd seen it all, but that was another level at the end of that. Doing the very quick maths then, so GG finished third at the minute, provisional third, which could still change. So he would have picked up 23 points. Komac was eighth in the end, if I'm correct, which means a 13-point swing. So that would mean that the gap then would be GG taking the lead of the championship with 2 rounds to go by a mere 4 points lead at the top. I mean, where does this championship go from here, Logan? Saudi and Abu Dhabi next. Who's winning this one? Because it's completely nothing between them now.
Hell, I don't know.
It's so back and forth this season. And I mean, like I say, for Tax Collector, so he was going into this race a whopping 45 points behind in the standings. He very much now will be within a race victories points gap to Komatic, just when he thought it was probably all done and dusted. What a race. We're going to have to dash off now for F1, and be sure to tune into that as soon as that goes up. But thank you, Logan, and thank you to everyone for tuning in. It's been quite the dramatic race here in F2. We both need a very short lie down before F1, but we'll see you next week for the penultimate round in Saudi Arabia. Holy crap. I generally just lost words towards the end of that. I was just laughing. That's just good.
That was a good